Computer. Great. And this is session 28 of the Ultraviolet Grasslands. We missed last week. What happened last time?
So I will have questions
Oh
and
yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, we took out a big loan from the butcher bank. So it's gonna
I took in a bigger loan.
yeah. Went back to the Last Serai and Adoron channeled the rebuilder to disintegrate some necromancer highwaymen and also disintegrated themselves.
Right.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
the player had forgotten. Thank you for reminding that Adoron
Adoron
self-destructed.
is just a crystal right now.
I did not self-destruct. I destructed by virtue of rebuilder, which is not the same thing as self-destructing.
Yes, that was rebuild or destruct.
Yeah. And I do have a few detailed questions before I mostly stay quiet relative to Adoron because that sort of depends on everybody else.
Yeah,
Um, my few questions are, uh, did the two necromancers who died, did they drop crystals or not?
they
Is
did
that just
not. No, they didn't. They just barely dust.
gotcha? Um, I know the teacup survived. I would like to make a pitch for two other things possibly surviving,
Mm-hmm.
or at least getting saving throws.
Did I say that again? Oh, getting signatures. Yeah.
Getting saving throws. So we would have to roll saving throws for them. So one is the upgrade droid.
Yes. Yeah, that's fine.
Since it's an individual creature, I think it should get a save.
Yeah, I think that's totally fine. That's not.
Okay, and or you could just decide to survive it either way. I don't care. I mean, I
Oh no,
care, but
that was bonded to you though, right?
yes, it was attached to me.
Let's do a saving throw for it then. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing is the coral toad idol. I don't know if that's just coral. The thing, remember the little guy who was trying to convert himself into a
Yeah.
shapeshifter?
Yeah.
And I don't
Um,
know if that has any autonomous power or not. Because if it doesn't, it probably dusted. But if it does, it might get saved or
yeah.
something.
Let's just do two straight up saves for those.
Okay.
Let's get everyone your hero dice back. Two hero dice up if you need them. And saving throws are just going to be hitting over 12, I think. So on a 20.
Okay.
So
I don't want to roll these because I'm
yeah.
too personally attached to the situation.
Who wants to roll for the upgrade bot?
Sure, I can do it. So I'm just gonna roll a d20, and you tell, and I guess you. Well, so I'm gonna roll the die, and I don't know what if any modifiers are on
Yeah,
this.
it'll just be a 13 or higher. Be good.
And I rolled a 2.
Nope, that will not do it.
Oh, poor
What
Bob.
about little Toady? Bodan, you want to roll for that one?
Good.
Ooh, also
Sorry,
disintegrated.
Oh, I'm not letting you roll for my things in the future.
All
sorry,
right.
man.
I feel so bad for the toad thing. I mean, I feel bad for the droid too, but
Well, symbiote, yeah.
okay.
Uh,
And I will clear my sheet of everything else besides, of course, the teacup. The other question I had is, I was assuming the crystal was a new discovery, but it occurred to me that the crystal could have been like the one remaining memory crystal that was in the core. I'm not
mhm.
sure what.
Yeah, that is an accurate assumption.
Okay, so it is the remaining. Okay. Um, okay. So yeah, so I will go ahead and wipe everything else out. I'll leave the teacup just because it's the only piece of Aderon that is still there, plus the crystal, of course, but that's not. I'll put a crystal on the list. I actually copied everything over already because I'm like, no, all my stuff. I also lost all of my wealth, all that was left, which wasn't a lot.
Oh, the
Yeah, that was
give
bad.
me where is it? Where is it? Um, where was there? Can you roll 5d10 for me?
Me?
Yeah,
Sure. Let's roll
how much
D10.
experience sticks over?
One, two, three, four, five.
34. Great. We'll do quick math. Cool. So you will retain 2,785 experience. So you retain most of your experience.
Okay, 2785.
2,785.
Okay, let me.
Yeah, so between 50 and 100, so 5d10. So
Yeah.
good. Um, Cool. The rest of you are in the Sarai. You made it past there were some guys collecting taxes, some princes collecting taxes on the outside. And yeah, it is. We bumped over to Snowbringer 2 right now. The weather outside is frightful, but the static dome is so delightful. Keeps out the dust and some of the weather. So although it is winter time in this rye, it is not miserable, which is nice. That's where you spent it last time. So
Yep.
Modan and Phaedrid, what would you like to do first? I figure um, we'll like take care of some stuff here, and then we can kind of like do the same, like fast forward through winter if we want, and hopefully like just fast forward through winter mostly this session. Get back to it next time.
Well, since we're here, I mean, yeah, since we're here, and if I remember correctly, we took on a big debt.
Yep.
Yes. Oh, and Modan, you have a pickup. That's right.
Delivery.
A delivery for Modan. Bean delivery for Modan. Great. Can I just get you to roll me a straight up D20 then?
Five.
Five.
We're rolling great tonight.
Would you like to use a hero die on that? Not
Yeah.
disastrous, but it is a loss.
No, we won't have that. Where'd it go? There. So 5 + 2 is a 7.
That will bring you back into profit territory. Stick there.
I'm gonna use another one. Wait,
All righty.
7. Yeah, yeah, why not? A 6. Yeah.
13. Great. Oh, geez. Okay. All right. Great. You want to stick at 13?
Is 13 bad?
13 is an unlucky number, but it is a profit. You're profitable.
Oh, well then, no. Let's just say, hey, let's just blow all our hero dice right up
Why not?
front.
Let's do it. Fuck with the atom.
So, yeah, there you go. So right, we're at 13 now. And how about a 16?
15. Great. Okay, cool. You come back. They come with profits, 3,000 cash profits, and some new fashions, red suspenders and ruffled shorts from the Violet City. So yeah, give yourself 3 grand and some fancy clothes, fancy Violet City fashions.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. 13 was 19% and a virulent disease.
Awesome. Do I put fancy fashions or the specific things that you said?
Fancy fashions, Violet City fashions, whatever you like. It says those on the chart, but it is of course flexible.
Well, we can always just throw those in the caravan for
Yeah, fashionable.
if I don't need them on my person.
Yeah.
What is a person? I'm about to answer that question.
Cool. So you pick up the profits from I guess it is Mook that is running that side of things now that
Yep.
he's out. Yeah, the caravan comes with yeah, the caravan has come in a month or so ago. They came from the north, so they just have it's pretty, there's not really that many rumors on the road this time, weirdly enough. Things seem to be pretty just pretty cool. There's in addition to fashion, they brought back some audio crystals of a musical artist called King Worm with a umlaut over the U. That's pretty sick. But yeah, that's all the news from the Violent City.
Well, that's pretty cool.
All right, what other business do we want to do before we hit winter?
I was hoping to I was hoping to get some training in. I want to try to like learn more about my I want to try to learn more about magitechnical engineering.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've
What?
got two things I'm training as well.
Yeah. Who would you like to hit up for that?
Trying to think who would be the best people to talk to. I'm thinking we're on pretty good terms with the Satraps, and they have
You are.
we're on pretty good terms with the Satraps, and they have access to weird tech to like weird magitech.
They
So
do.
I think I'll drop in on them and you know see what see if I can entice them to like teach me a few things.
Yeah. Cool. Let's go ahead and make that learning roll for you. This is going to be plus thought.
Plus thought. Well, let's see if I can roll better than I've rolled thus far. And that's a no.
Hmm.
We got.
Oh
I
man.
rolled a one.
Ooh,
I
you rolled
rolled
a
a one.
one. Ooh. So that will add an extra success that you will need for that. That'll be making a 1 out of 4. Unless you want to use a hero die to bump it up to just a plain old.
I think I am indeed going to bump it up because that brings it up to a 7.
All right, that is still learning nothing.
What do I need? What do I need to learn something? Because
To learn something,
this is actually my third roll on this, and I haven't successfully learned anything
you
yet.
need a 12 to get a success.
Ooh. So let's see. I'm at an 8, so I would need 4 to hit a 12. I'm going to burn a second hero die. Hope I get a 4, and I got a 5.
13. Great. So you get one success on that. Magitech. So yeah, I think with the yeah, let's do that. With the good relationship you have because of the trade with the silver goop. Um, hmm. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, there's some good stuff there. Yeah, they lead you below the embassy, and beneath the embassy is where they kind of are. Well, you know what? They are doing some research down there, and they've got a few satraps who are doing various pursuing various lines of research here. Um, can I just get a charisma roll from you?
Charisma. Okay.
Just for luck.
Okay. That's a 17.
Great. 17 is great. Um, so they show you a couple of things. Um, First, we have a satrap named 265 Correction. Let me write that down.
265 correction.
Um, 265 Correction is actually eager to show you they are they have a red suit. Um, they are eager to show you the progress they've made with the goop once they hear that you are the ones that made that
Hmm.
deal.
Hmm.
You noticed when you came in, there used to be 2 walkers there, and now there's only one, 2 satrap
Okay.
walkers. And Yeah, 17. 265 correction is I don't think they get out of the lab much, so they are very excited to talk to someone who might understand, seeing that you had direct experience with the goo. Um, and they say they, you know, through both direct experimentation and research into the history of the area and what civilizations might come before, what the origin of that goop might have been, what its original use might have been. They have been able to use it to manufacture basically cloaking technology to some extent. It's not like an optical cloak. It clouds the minds of people who it affects, and they have successfully mind cloaked one of the walkers outside.
Ooh.
So the princes think that they are down a walker, but they are actually not.
Okay, they've merely made it invisible.
Yeah. Um, yeah, the goo apparently they think that the original purpose was for some sort of mental clouding or cloaking stuff like that. They've managed to work it into something sustainable like that. It does not work on people with very strong wills or minds, but it seems to do the job on the princes, so they're fine with that.
There we go.
Um,
Well, that's kind of cool.
yeah. And while you're down there, I think you are also shown um, to there are like deep dry coral chambers below the embassy in the lab area. And one of the things they have there is this it's like sarcophagus. It's like a plastic and ivory and gold shell um, with like a enlarged head area. Um, the Satraps discovered that out west, brought it back here for more research, and are trying to figure out exactly what it is for.
Hmm.
Um, they have received some like half telepathic flashes every once in a while, but they're unclear. It's not clear if it's because they're satraps, they're not able to fully embrace whatever's happening there, or if it's just old and unstable, or if it's a mind bomb. Or it's hard to, they're being very cautious with it right now.
Got it.
They're doing some calibration and exploration right
Are
now.
they asking for, I mean, is just is 265 correction like asking for assistance or insight or
I think it's just like, oh, like here's another project we're working on. It's very interesting. I'm a nerd and I'm going to talk about my special interests.
fair enough.
Maybe
I am
if you want to offer some, but
I am curious. I am curious. I would like to take a closer look there if they'll let me and see if I can make heads or tails out of it.
you are trustworthy. How would you like to examine it?
So it's like a sarcophagus that has an
Yeah,
enlarged head. Does it have like any monitoring equipment or like is there
it looks like
like stone and you said it was like metal and plastic?
yeah, metal, ivory, gold. It looks like a shell
Are
almost.
there any inscriptions on it? Because I know a whole lot of languages.
There are not,
Oh,
unfortunately.
hoping I could use my skill. Well, what could possibly go wrong here? I'm going to use my interface gauntlet to see if I can pick up anything on the noosphere.
Ooh, yeah. Um, yeah, great. Let's go ahead. I think with the
So
gauntlet.
my gauntlet is I've sunk experience points into it, so my gauntlet does have two skills.
Ooh, nice.
It's got Magitech 6. It's got two system. It's got two skills, both at skilled, so +3. I've got Magitech systems and scan the noosphere. So I
Great.
think I want to. I think I want to use it to scan the noosphere.
Fantastic. Um, cool. We are looking for a 15, so that'll be with a +3 for that.
Okay. Uh, is there? Am I adding one of my attributes on that? And if so, which
With
one?
the scan the noosphere, and I guess that would be, I
That'd
guess
be
that would be
aura with
Aura. Yeah,
aura.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. So I'll be at +7 on this because aura is my good stat.
great. Okay,
That is a 17.
yeah, that will do it. Great. So yeah, you are able to scan the noosphere. Perfect, perfect use of that. And what you can pretty easily see within this sarcophagus is um, a, a mass of flesh. Uh, Used to be a human, probably, but highly modified or evolved or mutated. Hard to tell. But it seems like this sarcophagus shell was built around it. Its head is um, enlarged, like the outside is, but it is smaller than the size of the sarcophagus. It's maybe the size of like an 8-year-old. It's
Oh, okay.
floating in this inside. You can see that it's floating within some sort of membrane inside this, and it it's not exactly doesn't exactly have all the features of a human flesh wise, but in the noosphere, it has bright white eyes that shine directly at you like stars.
Ooh.
And you, it's not like probing you, but you feel that it is.
It senses my presence.
Yeah, it knows you're there, and it is like basically it's a noospheric invitation as it kind of stares placidly at you.
Oh, okay. So it's an invitation to try to it's an invitation to communicate.
Yes, yeah.
Um, I will accept that invitation to communicate.
Um, yeah. Do you? What would you like to communicate with it? What would you like to say?
I would like to know, I mean, I assume we're not so much communicating with language as like, sort of like thoughts and
Yeah,
images and that sort of thing.
yeah.
So I think I basically just want to I just want to ask like who are you and
Hmm.
how did you come to be in this sarcophagus?
Um, it communicates to you that it is a sphere, capital S. Um, it kind of communicates it in a way that it is not an occupation or a title, but it's like what it was made for. It's unclear whether it was constructed or summoned or found, but it may have some sort of teleempathic insight into the future, perhaps. And it invites you to ask something.
I again not again I'm not saying this in words. It's more in images. If it's inviting me to ask what may happen in the future,
Yeah.
I am going to ask. I'm going to ask about that like fucked up autofac,
Mm.
and I want to know like what's going to happen if we leave it alone.
If you leave it alone. Yeah, great. Um, yeah, so again, this is a and again, this is an indeterminate amount of time in the future. You feel like it is kind of spread out through time in a way that is difficult for you to get your brain around. So it's unclear whether this is
This
immediate
is
future,
1 year, 10 year,
1,000 years.
10 year, 100 years, or 1,000 years
Yeah.
at some point in the future.
But and it's kind of like two conflicting superimposed images of just like this black mass roiling over the grasslands. Um, and it's unclear whether it's before or after or past, but just like a field of dust over the same landscape. Um, do you have a slot for you do. Look at that. Add a trait. Um uh Teleempathic insight. And that is a thing that you can use at some point. You can call that one in to get advantage on a roll that has something to do with that artifact or that whole situation.
So it's a trait, but it's like a single use. It's like a single use
Yeah.
trait. Should that go under items, or
I think it's like within you, so I
it's
think
within me? Okay.
yeah.
Telepathic insight. And that's it skilled?
It's
Or
just
is it, or it's
yeah,
just a thing?
yeah.
Okay, got it. And let me just make a note on that. So one-time use of, and so that's basically insight about the artifact.
Yeah. And when you come out of it, how much do you communicate to the satraps or the what's his name? 265 correction. How much do you communicate?
I will let him know that I will let him know that I made contact with the entity inside there. It is a very powerful creature that claims at least to be able to predict the future.
Hmm.
And I say that I reached it by extending my senses into the noosphere.
And I think because you used the gauntlet, you are safe. But you did feel from a remove through that interface gauntlet that it was very hungry, unclear for what. Um,
And I give that warning
yeah,
that it wanted something, and because that it wanted something of me that it probably would have simply taken,
yeah,
but it couldn't because I was connecting through a magitechnical interface,
yeah.
and it couldn't actually get its hooks into me.
Cool.
So I say this is very powerful, but it's also the thing that's in there is powerful, possibly useful, also very dangerous.
265 correction is glad for that information and will put it in their notes and continue to look delicately probe in there using more noospheric aligned means.
Nice.
Modan, what are you up to?
I think maybe when I was picking up my order, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember what I learned at my last step of the secret handshake. Because I remember somebody was like, "Oh, somebody's putting one over on you," but
Mm-hmm.
that like wasn't actually the case. So I don't remember what the details were.
Um,
I remember somebody basically trying to make it sound like, "Oh, someone was fucking with me with this handshake
oh
stuff."
yeah, I think the upshot is that let me see if I can find my note on that.
Yeah, I remember there was something further, but I don't remember what was further past. Ah, someone's fucking with you with this
Yes.
handshake.
Yeah, I think the upshot was that they said it was um like entrance to a secret society kind of, right? But I think the upshot was that that part was a like a they were putting you on not a joke, what do you call it? A prank. But like the thing that they taught you is actually the first step in like to something that is actually useful. Um, does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So the actual thing itself is worthwhile pursuing. It's just not exactly what it was you were led to believe what it was.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like who would I talk to about this to try to further it.
Mm. There are a lot of people in this Sarai.
And also, I feel like we're just I, think there's this urgency of sort of like I don't know what our next step is, but there's also like Adoron. That was I definitely don't think we would just be being like, oh, well, that was interesting. Let's go about our business. Anyway, back to
Yeah.
life.
Do you want to talk to someone about Adoron?
Just trying to remember like what we know. We know that Adoron was basically created somewhere. We don't
Yeah.
really know anything more about that, though, right? About the history of who, where, details. Just
Yeah.
and so that would fall under biomancy, right?
That's probably a good place to start. Yeah. Do you want to talk to Basil and who was it? And Sarai. Um, that was Anise of Star and Basil of Planet at the Buried Delicatessen.
Yeah, I think I would talk to, I mean, I talked to, it seemed like, let's have two conversations. Talk to him about this handshake I'm trying to unravel, as well as what might be able to be done with this crystal we have here from our friend.
Yeah. Um, hmm. So Anise is probably the one that is going to know the most about it. Um, yeah. And yeah, he is I don't want to say overjoyed. But you can they're not disturbed that this is a thing that's happened. Um, if you remember, they believe that Adoron was the crystalline seed from perfected flesh that was going to help with the new mission, um, all that stuff. And basically, they are like, great, he's Adoron. They've transcended their constructed form and now are in a pure state. Um, this is wonderful. Let me get a charisma check from you. Just tempt fate here.
Charisma. Does pleasant come into play here?
No, this is just divine fortune.
Charisma +3. 10.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that doesn't color it much more than that. They are they're happy to accept the crystal, so they can perform further, so they can, I mean, it tests upshot, but it will be, shrouded in ritual and research, I suppose, best way of putting it. But they're eager to put the crystal to use.
Meaning what? Our goal here is, look, we definitely believe that our friend, in his selfless nature, met a premature end, and I don't think that his adventure is done yet. So, like, I'm not at a point where we're willing to be like, well, okay, well, this is the end of that, and here's the remnants. Enjoy. Like, that's not a thing we're ready to do.
Of course, you wish to further contemplate the crystal yourself. I understand.
Are you suggesting like that? Oh, like we donate the crystal to you, and then that's just the end of Adoron, and you study it, and that's the end of that story. I'm not sure what course of action you are proposing.
I mean, if it is the coming of the crystalline seed, then this is a momentous occasion. It's not a mere research project.
Mm-hmm.
It is, I mean, it is the coming of the crystalline seed. I don't know if you would understand more without a deeper appreciation of the spectrum. When the satraps were created, there were two, the first and the last. The see if I can actually find some of the. Oh yeah, there we go. Satrap Zero, the first satrap, pure absence. Their suit absorbed everything and left nothing but their visor. The last unnumbered satrap, purest white, electrically charged, nothing could touch it. And these are myths, but myths are rooted in history. And it's believed that when the first and last return, history ends. They will return with the original light from the outer reaches. It's one of those things that is always just around the corner. And the crystalline seed is a different viewpoint on that myth. Not the end of history, but a new beginning. And we believe that this is not to prevent the end of history. Again, this is allegorical myth, but I believe if the first and last do return, whatever that means, whether they are actual, which I don't believe is likely, or the culmination of some process or project or event, I believe the crystalline seed will help establish a new history instead of ending what is here now. It's a lot to take in.
I honestly uh, still no clearer than when we began this conversation as to what giving you this crystal means to me.
I mean, it depends on which side you're on. I we have gotten to know you and your company over the last year and a half or so, and I don't want to assume, but I would think that you would not be eager to see the end times arrive.
Well, that serves no one now, does it?
No, you have many prospects ahead of you that would definitely not be served were history to come to an end, whatever that means. We are not entirely sure what a new history means either. I was taken away before it. I haven't seen it.
Let's just walk through this step by step. Let's say that I hand this crystal to you. What happens next?
We revere it. We attempt to find its true essence. We do more research into myths and examine it physically, spiritually. And if Adoron was indeed the crystalline seed, then we would find a way to help it prevent what might come. And if not, and we were wrong, and we'll have to keep seeking.
I have much to think on with that matter.
History is long, and although we are ardent in our beliefs, we understand that things come in their own time. And if the crystalline seed was meant to fall into our hands, then it will. And if not, then it will restart history in another way.
Indeed.
But we will not hold it against you if you decide to go your own way.
Well, obviously, my traveling companion and I are uh, I guess you would call at the moment the guardians, the caretakers of our friend, and are definitely seeking to do what will be best for him, and we'll have to figure out what that is.
And you are the guardian of the crystal seed.
And one other trivial matter compared to this I wanted to speak to you about. I'm researching this series of movements that was imparted to me that supposedly leads somewhere interesting.
Let's go ahead and make a roll. This is gonna be with hmm, I think maybe yeah, with thought. This is Magitech.
Just thought straight up.
Yep.
All right.
And we're looking for a 12.
Hey, how about a 20? Finally, a
Hey,
decent
that'll do
roll.
it.
Oh my God. Broke the
Cool.
streak.
Yeah. Um, I think it is not a niece, but it is actually Basil, who recognizes the like once you start, they basically complete the sequences with you, and tell you that this is a common formula. Most who uh, learn the path of wizardry will eventually come across this. Um, it is um, it is a power that allows you to find the right phrasing for this. Um, Basically, it allows you to summon a fragment of consciousness into a lock or a door, and it allows you to. It is excited to exist, and it is sees you, and it will either lock or open the door at your will.
Interesting.
And we're going to call it, this is called the Seal of Hashun.
So that is what basically secret handshake now turns into
Yeah, like,
seal of Oshun.
yeah, they were showing you like
Yeah.
the somatic components for this spell, basically.
And that is under traits and skills under skilled now. Is
Yeah,
that how?
replace Secret Handshake with Seal of Hashun.
Interesting.
Hashun, how do I spell it? Hashun. Yeah,
Oh, hush.
yeah, close enough.
Ha. God bless
Hashun.
you. Oh, there it is. I see. Sure. Well, I would definitely thank them
Of
for
course,
completing that journey. Obviously, our paths were meant to cross for many reasons.
for many reasons, and hopefully they will cross again once
I'm sure they will.
the seed begins to blossom.
I shall. I'm sure that our paths will cross again. And I think I would, after I depart, I'd just sort of relate all this back to Phaedra
Yeah.
and be like, I don't know what any of that means. I don't know if that means I don't know if giving them the crystal is a good idea or a bad idea. I don't feel any more enlightened than when I started that encounter. I don't know if giving them the crystal is basically means the end of Adoron or it could be the beginning of a new Adoron. I don't know.
Yeah, that is a very good question. I would have assumed that they would want to like come up with some way to bring him back in in physical form. But if he's basically there, but if this crystal is basically their like Messiah, that could be a problem.
Exactly. That's where it's like they revere it so much, which is good, but also part of me feels like, at least to them, what we would consider bringing Adoron back into existence is that basically a backward step for them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Where they're like, well, no, we don't want to do that. That's going back a step. So I don't know that there really any
Got it.
hope in this matter.
Well, I think the next step would be to attempt to find some new body we could put Adoron into.
You still have that maintenance
We
body,
do
right?
still have that maintenance. Well, that's true. We do still have that
I
maintenance unit.
I thought when we talked about that last time, though, we said it wasn't. It took like a whole. It didn't just take the crystal. It took like a whole.
Yeah, it would take some engineering.
Yeah. I mean, if we were able to somehow engineer that, that would at least give us a chance to for Adoron to have a voice in this matter of where to go, what to do with his crystal, if not, if even if that's a temporary body, which I would think it would be, doesn't seem like a very
Better than nobody.
right. Doesn't seem like a place someone would want a permanent home, but
Then again, I've not seen anything like Adoron's original body before it
yeah,
vaporized.
indeed.
I think we would be probably hard pressed to find a replacement body like that. I mean,
So
we're
would we
here
just
at the
need
last. Well, the other thought that came to mind is we're here in the Last Serai. There is a trade in bodies. We could conceivably try to find some way to impart Adoron's spirit from the crystal into a body. Although I don't know if that's what he'd want. So maybe the temporary body is the best idea.
we just have
Then
to
at
figure
least
out
we
who
just
do we need to talk to figure out what we need to make this crystal compatible with that body?
You engineered you used the glove. I forget exactly how you did like jacked into it before.
yeah, I was able to do it before using using a combination of the glove and Adoron's shapeshifting abilities.
That's right. Yeah.
If I am remembering correctly. So it sounds like we're gonna need like the core, and then we're gonna need like the memory core, but then put the crystal in the memory core and somehow. So I think what we need to do is get our hands on a memory core.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a memory core. So the core, at least the way I conceive of it, is it was a structural part. At least in Adoran's case, there was a sort of a spine containment, and then you had several different memory crystal slots, and then the core had the basically computer like biomech computer or whatever that interfaced the memory to the body and in the case of Adoran's body, that body was very sophisticated and had a lot of I don't know if it's programming, but whatever, it was able to change into shapes and stuff. The body that the worker body is extremely simple. It's basically just like a robot body. So you need a structure, you need a power supply, and you'd need an interface for the memory crystal, and then the memory crystal, the CPU. And CPU could be probably pretty simple to run the body, or the CPU might be part of the body in the case of this worker. I'm not sure.
Got it. So it sounds like we need to find we sounds like we need to find an actual legit magitechnical engineer
Yeah,
to.
something like that.
I mean, I guess I know one. I could talk to 250. I guess I could talk to 255 to 265 correction.
Oh, you definitely could.
It's like we've got this, we need this to go in there. It's
Would you
yeah,
like?
casing for this.
I think I would. I'm guessing this a few days later. I would like to go back and try to make an appointment to see 265 correction.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
We're trying to make a correction.
yeah. Are Modan you going with just
Yeah, I'll go in.
together? Great.
I mean, unless that would hinder for some reason.
No, I don't think so.
Now, you're pleasant.
It's true, I am
It's
present.
pleasant. Yeah, that's right. I thought there's a fun picture in one of the many books of like the brain jar thing being implanted in a body. But I can't find it right now.
Oh yeah, it's in
I
I
hope
saw
it's
that. It's in
a
the
butterfly or something, but
yeah, I think it was in the OGA preview.
hmm, yeah.
Or it might be in the it might be in the latest STM book.
Oh, it might be. Yeah. I'll keep poking around for it as we mess around with it. Oh yeah, there it is. Maybe no, that's just a body. Oh man, there's so much good art. Anyway, yeah. So correction. Let me get back to where they are. Great. Um, yeah. So, are you? Tell me what your approach to them is. Yes.
Um, I think my approach is going to be pretty straightforward, honestly. I don't think I'm going to try to use guile or deception here. I'm going to lay out the problem in that one of our friends engaged in a magical battle and got himself disintegrated,
Oh.
but he was not. He was a he was a biomechanicals construct, and his we were able to salvage his memory crystal.
Who was your friend?
Adoron?
What number?
He didn't have a number.
We all have numbers.
I mean, I didn't think he was. I mean, he wasn't a satrap.
That's a satrap memory crystal.
I
We
hadn't
only ever
realized
knew
that,
him. Only ever knew him as Adoron.
and I described what Adoron looked like and how he operated.
The correction is very confused.
He also, correct me if this is wrong. Adoron didn't have like a lot of memories of his own origins and stuff, right? As well, right?
That's true. He was partially amnesiac. He didn't know his own. He didn't know his own backstory, but he had a physical body and was a shapeshifter. We've been traveling with him for over a year now. I'm out of character. I don't remember where we encountered Adoron. Was it back at the
I think it was at the Citadel.
I was going to say I think it was back at I think it was back at the Citadel. No,
So,
we met him there, and he's had become one of our closest friends, and we'd been traveling companions for a while.
so someone put a satrap crystal into a biomechanical body.
Yes, we have come across we salvaged from a ruin another biomechanical body that was similar but much more simple, but was similar to, but a much earlier and much more simple model. We were initially hoping to get assistance in like putting the crystal into this other body so that, we could have our friend back.
Well, I think I'd like another charisma roll from you to see where, like, how much of the satrap secrets they are going to share with you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You're on good terms right now, so it's not unlikely, but
Got it.
we'll
Okay. Well,
work
my
with it.
charisma is a 2, so I'm going to add I don't think any of my other skills are going to come into play here, so I'm just going to roll charisma. That is a 9.
Okay. Um, well, I so your friend didn't know they were a satrap.
He never considered himself one. No,
So and they
he didn't, and he certainly didn't look like one.
and they were missing a lot of their memories.
They were missing some of their memories.
So there have been occasions, not in recent memory that I know of, where a satrap has been captured, uh, vivisected isn't the right word, but delicately taken apart without damaging the personality and repurposed. It's cruel. And again, I don't remember it happening anytime recently. But
We had always assumed that he had been some kind of, again, a biomechanical construct that was built for built for some purpose. His body was unlike anything I had encountered before. Um,
may I?
we were able to open up he did open up his memory chamber, and there was a structure in there, again, akin to the one in the other unit. Unfortunately, all of that apparatus was likewise destroyed in that magical incident.
That sounds like advanced technology. That is definitely beyond me, but I know it is clearly possible. I believe you. So
And I do my best to describe what I remember what I remember Adoron's, in and I and like and Phaedron, like Phaedron knows this stuff as like a layman, like.
yeah, and I think the description leads them to believe it is like kind of like old tech, like Magitech, um, like the perhaps the knowledge to do it exactly that way has fallen away. Um, what they can tell you though is that um, do you let uh, what level of handling do you give them to the crystal?
um I'll, I will. I think, yeah. I was going to say, I think I trust. I think I trust. I'm blanking on his name. 265. I think I trust 265, and I'll let him examine it. I'm a little. I'll let him know that we're, because this is all that we have left of our friend. We're a little worried about this. We would rather you not. We would rather you not remove it from our presence.
Um, just in case anything happens, would you like to make a backup?
I did not know that was possible.
Most people don't.
That would be a very good idea, I think. I
I
assume
think the
there's
question.
although I assume there's a cost involved.
There is a cost, and he describes some of the things that will be required. It will come out to about 2,000 cash, but there will be a permanent backup of whatever's in the crystal.
I look at Modan and I say I look at Modan and kind of like nod.
I mean, yes, regardless, but just so I understand, so for 2000, you said there's a permanent backup.
Yeah,
So this isn't it's not like a one-time fee, and then it's like we pay this. There would be a permanent backup. Well, at least I guess where he is now.
So if something were to happen to this crystal, we'd be able to still get what we have left of Adoron back.
exactly.
Hmm.
And what is yeah, I mean, I guess the danger is that anything we try could damage the crystal or whatnot. Is that why we would back it up?
Yes, that's why we make backups.
I mean,
I
yeah, feels like a
feels like a good thing to do, frankly.
it does.
Then I guess we'll draft the contract
Great.
and transfer the funds.
Cool. You can go ahead and do that. He will take the crystal um, to a different part of the embassy that you are not permitted to enter. And it takes a few hours. Maybe there's a bit of tension as you're waiting, not knowing if they're going to return or not.
Mhm.
There are no updates, but they do return. And hesitantly hand you back the crystal.
Thank you.
Normally, in a situation like this, we would re-embody the satrap. This is satrap 231 pocket, but this is a backup crystal. 231 is already out there, back at the spectrum.
So the entity we knew as Adoron was a backup crystal, was a backup of another satrap.
We, as much as I would like to help you, we are forbidden from creating a duplicate that is already existing.
Understood. And that makes perfect sense.
So, and just again, so I'm clear, does that mean you were unable to back it up, or you mean you're just unable to create a duplicate being?
Oh no, it is backed up now.
Oh, right. You just can't use this crystal to re-embody it.
We can't re-embody him.
And
I'm out of character. What was the name of the satrap again?
231 pocket.
231 pocket.
I'm curious also, just from a philosophical point of view. So we have the original 231 pocket out there somewhere.
At the palace right now.
Adoron was a backup of 231 pocket.
Yes.
Now
Not here.
But obviously they both had different paths and experiences.
Yes.
So this being in this crystal now, while technically 231 pocket though is a different being, correct? Because they've had different experiences and everything in the interim.
And this one, and I hold it very gingerly, and this one had no knowledge of ever being a satrap.
Exactly. And it's unclear whether whatever was on the crystal was transferred with perfect fidelity, whether their memory loss was an issue of an interface flaw or the crystal was damaged in the process of this unusual procedure. It's unclear.
I guess I will ask if he had any leads on where we might conceivably find materials with which we could attempt to construct a new memory core that we could use to use this in a similar body to the one that Adoron had. And again, we have a similar body.
You do have a
that we have recovered from that we recovered from an old tech facility. But it was clearly not an old tech. It was clearly not an old tech facility.
No. The Serai is a hub of many things. It is possible that you may be able to convince some of the porcelain princes to use some of their
polybody tech
abilities to fashion something. We are not on very good terms with them at the moment. And I'm uncertain how much they know about our procedures. It is possible. It's possible they may wish it to be destroyed
Hmm.
or use it for some other purpose. I could also imagine that there would be rainbow landers. They would have, I mean, stories from the Circle C. I've never been myself. I don't know any satraps that have, but the things that I hear lead me to believe that there must be some technology uh, that rainbow landers like yourselves are aware of that could create some sort of interface between a satrap crystal and a maintenance body.
Well, thank you. That's definitely some. We now have some leads at least.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
can't
all
think.
right now.
I was going to say I can't think of anything else to ask. So, well, we found some well, okay, out of character. We found some very interesting stuff about one of our player characters. Um, I am hoping we'll be able to like come up with something soon so that Teal will be able to play his own character.
Um, yeah, let's take let's take 8 minute break. Come back at five
Okay,
after, and
okay,
we'll
cool.
get into winter, I think.
Works for me.
Cool. I did not stop the recording. That's fine.
Well, it should be easy enough to edit that out if that the edit the really long pause out of there.
And I'm
You
not
can even
going
do that.
to.
You can even do that in just on YouTube Studio.
Remind me again. Also, I was trying to remember the deal we made on. We took out all that debt because I remember that they were offering like either a loan or a percentage, but I thought we were going to go with a percentage, but then we still have a bunch of debt. I'm like,
Yeah, I think you wound up going with the loan.
huh, because we were going to go with a percentage, but then I remember we like, well, what we decided to do was like a much bigger operation because we're like going to build this whole thing. We weren't just setting up a milk run; we were like building a whole like
Yeah. Yeah, I think they
place.
have you've hired people to build an outpost there while you're on the road over the winter.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess while we're here for the winter, I guess one of the things we can do is like at least start to oversee the construction of whatever of what our trading post is going to look like.
Oh, they're building it by the
Oh, that's right. They're building at Behemoth Shell.
yeah.
They're building at Behemoth
You
Shell.
don't need
That's
to
going to
be
be our
there
new base.
while
We're
they're yeah.
right. Sorry, I
Yeah, I was
was.
just confused how it ended up being a loan because I thought we decided that like the percentage thing was a better deal, but I remember there was like something weird about it.
Yeah,
Then
I think we had. Yeah, I do remember considering one way or the other, and I think we decided to do. I thought we decided to do, and we ended on the loan.
Yeah, I think that's right. I can find stuff for me to look it up. I'll make a note to
I
look
feel
it
like
up.
it was something like, oh, they could because what we're doing was a much larger scale that affected it for some reason. I don't remember the details now.
Yeah, I don't remember the details either. I might have to go back and watch the
Yeah.
recording because
Because I
I
definitely
don't
remember
remember.
thinking the percentage was a way to go so we wouldn't go into debt, but then there was some, I feel like there was some detail like, oh, well, this is actually a much bigger deal than just like a trading run.
Yeah.
So they were, maybe that's why we had to go the loan route or something. I don't
Yeah, I honestly don't remember. I'd probably want to go back, and I honestly don't remember what our logic was when we
remember.
went for the debt. I'd have to
Logic.
go back and watch the episode. It made sense at the time.
Let's see.
So speaking of money, I guess another thing that I would want to do over the winter is to see if we could, do some, see if Phaedra could do some wheeling dealing because we owe a lot of money and we're not making very much right now.
Not at the moment.
So I was hoping we might, even though we're not actually moving goods around, I was hoping I might be able to like do some brokering here at here at the Serai and like insinuate myself into some other deals to try to like find people who are looking to buy stuff, find people who are looking to sell stuff, and
Hmm.
help broker some deals that would make everyone make many people happy and also like and collect some fees on the side.
Sure. Um, cool. Let's get into then winter. Dead winter, month 12. Outside, it is futile and glacial. Inside, it is beautiful. Great. Let's see. What would that look like here? Is there are so between the princes, rainbow landers, satraps, or traders from all over the place, is there any sector that you would like to focus on for your
I think right now with our last lead from like so I want to do some trading, but I also want to try to get some information to see if like to try to figure out what we can do with our disembodied Adoron problem to try to resolve that kind of as quickly as possible.
Hmm. So
So
are
I
you
think
looking for technology slash knowledge about that first?
maybe I think I will do that first because we do still have some money. So I think I want to try to solve this problem first before we try to start making money again.
Cool. Yeah, great. So let's make that. What do we got here? Hmm. Well, let's make that a. We're looking for someone who knows something. Let's make that a charisma roll. And do you think advertising engineer applies here?
I think it might just in terms of like, this. How about since my last lead that the satrap said was, well, maybe the Rainbow Landers have some of have information. So I'm going to talk to more Rainbow Landers. That's where I'm from.
Yeah, yeah.
And possibly even people that have connections to the company that I work for.
Mm,
The company I at least nominally work for.
yes, that's true. Great. Cool. Go ahead and make a roll. We'll see where we land.
Okay. So if I can use that,
+8.
expert +6 plus charisma, so that'll be +8 on this roll. I rolled a 6 on the die, +8 is 14.
All right. Cool. That will get you. Let me get here.
And if I need to throw a hero die into that, I can.
I think that will get you a lead on. Um, I think that'll get you a trade lead. I don't know if that will get you an Adoron
I,
on this lead. If you want to throw a hero dice on there, might help.
I'm going to throw a hero die on that because that's what I'm mainly trying to find, like, technology. So that's another 5.
Right, that will definitely do it. Yeah. So in a month of schmoozing and talking and following up leads and stuff, a few things. You do get news from what did I write down here? Oh, a patrol of um, princes who came down through the north from or through the east from Pottered Crater. Um, they look pretty beat up and are in a pretty bad mood. They said that there was a horde of Vomes massing on the east side of the Porcelain River, and they had to go around to avoid it. They're very surly and don't really want to talk more about it, though. They'll just warn people away from it. Um, I think what you do get, though, are some Lyme nomads who actually have been working a trade route between the Serai and Biocity as well. They basically uh, grab goods from there. They don't make a beeline. They wander through their lands, come to winter in the Serai, and then it's like a 1 year cycle for them. So they kind of take their time, but that allows them to spend time to talk to people and pick up rumors and people's needs and whatnot. There's um, they do have some stories about um, they refer to them young folks drunk on blood who have made a little encampment at the Pottered Crater, and they said they look young. They at least pretend to be old, and they had basically a cache of jewels that they did not want to trade. Um, Nomads are peaceful traders; they let them have it. But they were very interested in those Redlander vampire wines. Um, I think this is almost I'm going to make this a free market research even, I think.
Okay. So there was there so vampire wines, they were so there's people at Potsherd Crater that are interested in buying it.
Um, but they also did come with some interesting things from Rainbowlands. They made a circuit, um, and one of the reasons they did make the circuit because they had to go all the way around to Redlands, pick up some wine, drop it back on the way back. But they did some wheeling and dealing in the Decapolis as well. They were kind of not welcomed, but kind of treated as like a fascinating novelty. Nomads don't necessarily get up that far north, um, but they did come with um, a basically a wagon full of. I think you get the impression that it is mostly junk that was foisted off on them. Um, they didn't necessarily know what they were getting, but they were like, some of this might be valuable, so we'll take it anyway. Um, I think you are able to recognize that there are parts that look like they would be able to be used to make a harness for the body with some work.
Okay.
And
So Potsherd Crater is a place that has
a need for vampire wines. And they're willing to let go of their junk for 250 if you are interested in buying that.
okay. Well, I guess I know what direction we're going after it's safe to travel again. If we can get our hands on some if we can get our hands on some vampire wine,
Yeah,
which
that you can get there from
we
the from Redlands if you. It's easily available in Redlands. It's just a trip over there. But you can probably pick it up somewhere else.
I was gonna say we could probably I don't know, we might be able to find some here.
Yeah. Modan, what are you up to this month?
God, swatting gnats away. Damn it, drive me crazy. Uh, the other thing, I mean, again, I feel the Adoron thing's the most urgent, but I also don't know what like yeah, what we can urgently do about it.
Hmm.
Trying to think outside my thinky box. Is okay, we know the Satraps can't help.
Do we want to jump to Alba Negra at the encampment by the shell?
Well, the other thing I'm gonna do, this would be the easier thing to do. I just feels weird again doing it when it's like, all right, well, we'll get back to Adoron later. I guess I'll just train some shit. But I did want to look around. If there's a like someone who might be able to teach me my next rank of irresistible.
Mm, Yeah, I'm sure you could find someone there. Um, that's the combat one, right? That's the
Yeah.
yeah,
Every round you deal damage equal to your level to one foe you attacked, whether you attack, hit, or miss.
nice. Do you remember where you got the first level of that?
From Newt. Well,
Oh yeah,
no,
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
right.
yeah, I did get it from Newt. That's where I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, who would you like to hit up getting that?
Figure maybe somebody who's some kind of guard of some kind, somebody who's like that's there.
I mean, do you want to talk to Black Helmet again?
Yeah, might as well. He trained me in fighting.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Black Helmet is up to Black Helmet 54 at this point. They have incorporated a few new bodies. Uh,
We've both incorporated a few new things since we last met.
yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and make that roll. Let's make it with strength, I guess. Looking for a 12.
That's not gonna do it. That's
That's not
only a
good.
9.
Do you have your
Um,
dice that?
yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Let the crappy rolling continue. Hey, there
There
you
you
go.
go. Boom. Yeah, so irresistible lets you do damage equal to your level to one foe, whether you hit or not. Yeah, and I think this is this is basically going on patrol with Black Helmet, helping to continue the integration of new bodies. In fact, I think they get the 90 or the I say 94th, 54th body like while you're there, and they're basically like it's basically still sinking. And in the process of doing that, they teach you some of these techniques so that even if they do it as a multi-body, of course. It's like even if they are unable to directly impact someone, they have ways of getting them off balance or off guard, impairing them in some way so that they're able to slip in, like another one is able to slip in and get it when they press. Cool, yeah, so that's your second level of irresistible.
All right, I'll be off. I'm off patrolling
Rolling
and learning.
with guard.
Patrolling and learning.
um Yeah, so Alba Negra is at the biomancy lab, right? Oh, did we lose Teal for the moment?
Looks like Teal might have stepped off camera for a bit.
Cool. I have something for Alba Negra if we want to jump over there now. Cool. So that I think that will take care of this month. Let's jump into the new year. New Year party. It's new first, futile and Arctic out there. Um, I think there is a celebration in the Serai, uh, and I think it looks like I think all of the when the year turns, um, all of the lights in the Serai are turned off, and the sort of static field, um, you normally don't notice it aside from like the dust collecting on it and in the winter the snow, I guess. Um, but on midnight when the year turns, the all everyone turns off their lights inside the Serai, and it's you notice this the crackle and static electricity popping off over the static shield in a way that you never see otherwise. Um, and I think also, although people don't want to acknowledge it, you do also get a glow from the ignored power. um, in the distance.
Well, that's pretty cool.
I saw some sort of notification pop up in Zoom and didn't see what it was.
I think there was a notification in Zoom because you held your hand
Oh,
up
because I did
and
that. Yeah.
you did that long enough and it and it
Amazing.
triggered the hand raise.
Hey. Oh, that's why I popped over here. Great. Things rearranged. Cool. So it is new first. What would you like to do in this cold time of ours? Oh, Teal's back. Teal, do you want to jump into a bit of Alba Negra before we start
Yes.
the new year?
And I actually have some ideas about Adoron too.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
Yes, because I realized that I might have a way to stay active
Oh, nice, nice.
without a body. So first of all, Alba Negra, I have a list of things. She spent a couple of weeks just working at the old lab, cleaning things up, poking through the old data, stuff like that. And of course, that's where she had the brief encounter with the hive mind
Mhm.
through the noospheric side of it. She's also very concerned about Newt. She's
Should be.
so Alba Negra likes Newt,
Mhm.
but she because of so not only is she a Redlander, but she's one of those Redlanders who's a fanatic about like not liking the overlords.
Mhm.
That's part of her thing. So she is trying to figure out ways to keep touch with Newt, maybe protect Newt if possible. Um, if not possible, at least prevent the Overlord from escaping and doing us all damage.
Mhm.
Because she's convinced that there's an Overlord in there. So what I realized, well, two things. One, Alba Negra is still in her. So she's got the plastic reliquary that allows you to trap a bit of somebody's soul.
Mhm.
Well, the last bit of soul in her reliquary was actually Newt's
Oh, interesting.
because she helped Newt try to contact the Ultra.
That's right. That's right.
So what Alba Negra is going to do is she's going to mix up a variety of drugs and or alcohols,
Mhm.
and she's just going to casually share them with Newt if Newt is willing.
Okay.
What she's really doing is she's establishing a noospheric connection between herself and Newt.
Interesting. Interesting. With Newt specifically. Great.
Yes, with Newt specifically. So she's trying to create a bond with Newt. And these are her actions, and she's going to be very casual about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like she's got as long as she's not wearing the jade mask, she's
Mhm.
got a 5
Yeah.
charisma, so she's quite good
Yeah.
at
Yeah. And
getting.
new parties. So they're down. Um, so interesting. Can I get a oh yeah, let's get a charisma roll while we're here.
Okay,
And this is a fate roll.
okay, just charisma roll then. Uh, 1 + 5.
Mhm. Um, so
We just
I'm
can't
trying to.
seem to. We're not rolling well tonight at
We are
all.
not, and I'm trying to decide.
so
I'll,
it is
I'll leave
dead.
it like it is. Actually, I'll just leave it as a 1.
Yeah, okay, great.
Just leave it as a
Um,
1. See what sort of screw up happens.
it is dead winter. So does do they mostly hang out at the outpost, or do you travel back and forth between there and the shell?
So Alba spends almost all of her time at the outpost because she's busy rehabbing the outpost's computer
Yeah.
facilities. Now, she's also, as construction is going on overhead for the new trading post, she checks in with them because she knows eventually they're going to have some way of sharing data between the upstairs and the downstairs. Although, as far as she knows, there are no official plans for doing that at the moment. She just knows that at some point somebody's going to want to do something, even if it's just sneaker net.
Yeah.
Um,
And they have there have been some great folk who have been hired. They're not farming over the winter, clearly.
yeah.
Um, so they've been put to work doing some bone crafting to
Oh,
build a skeleton up here.
yeah.
Um, so where does Newt hang out there? Does Newt go back and forth or hang out at the shell mostly?
My impression was partly that Newt might. I'm trying to remember what the logic was. Newt would probably move back and forth because on the one hand, Newt's trying to figure out what to do,
Yeah.
and I suspect that Newt is a little bit afraid of somebody else
Hmm.
trying to collect the contract on themselves.
Yep. Yep.
And so the bone shell is more of a risk. But on the other hand, I imagine that Newt would get bored at the lab
Hmm.
and would want to go to the shell to party with the great folk who, of course, adore Newt because Newt's like the great partier.
Yep. So I think there is a point, maybe 3 weeks into the month of Dead Winter, where Newt has gone off to the shell um, and has not returned. Do you wait or do you go looking?
Uh, Dead winter. Um, Albanegro will actually head out to the shelf to get some more supplies
Great. Let me just get an endurance
because
roll.
she probably is running low botanical. Oh, okay.
This will be an easy roll. I'm looking for just like a.
Zero, yep. Okay.
I'm just looking for a 7.
So, Albanegro will have to use a hero die unless I've got a skill that applies, but I don't think I do. Yeah, I'll use a hero die. And I'll just add a plus. Where's my success die? I mean, it succeeds either way, but let's see what we get. Okay, 10.
Great. So you are able to safely travel. Um, and yeah, I think it is closer to the shell than to the outpost. Um, and I think because of, yeah, I think they have enough experience traveling. That was a good role. Um, I think you can tell that it was on the way back from the shell um, because the tracks lead from the shell
Mhm.
to where you find Newt.
Oh,
Newt is easy to find, uh, both because of the recent hoof prints in the snow and because of the crimson blossom of blood from their split open head
oh no.
on the snow.
I take it the crystal is gone.
Crystal is gone.
Do there appear to be any other tracks?
Yes, yeah. A set of hoof prints of around 4 horses, probably.
Yeah.
And there were also signs of some sort of firefight as well.
Right. Um, she probably can't recover Newt, I think. Hmm. Did they leave the body or did they also loot the body?
They left everything on the body. It looks like they just came for the crystal.
Right. And Newt's definitely dead.
Newt is super, super dead.
Just making sure.
Messy. They weren't pretty about it.
Okay. Albanega is going to put together a travois, and she's going to drag the body back to the. Oh wow! And you said about halfway, right at the moment.
Yeah, and importantly, um, you assume it was the riders that you encountered before.
Yep.
Um, just to be
And
clear.
those were Redlanders, or you're talking about the.
The riders who were they had the big old guns.
Yeah, the ones with the guns.
They
Yeah,
were
that's what I
wrapped.
thought. Yeah, yeah.
They met you at I think at the Waystone, and when they saw that Newt wasn't with you, they left you alone.
Right. Yeah, they were looking for somebody. We weren't sure who. Okay. What
It
Albanega is going to
was
do is.
sorry. The important part with the tracks was it's clear that Newt had come from the shell,
Yeah.
so the riders don't know where the outpost is. Important.
Right. Right.
They
Yeah.
weren't tracking him back to where you came from.
Okay, that's good. And she's not gonna. What she's going to do is twofold. She is going to uh she's going to take important stuff off their body.
Mhm.
She's going to leave the really nice hat. Well, because Newt would want to. Because what Albanega is going to do is she's basically going. Oh, they're weird though, but she doesn't know that. She does not know that Great Folk are weird about the dead. She is going to take Newt's body to the shell so that Newt can be given a burial of state. But she is going to loot stuff that's useful
Right.
because she doesn't see any value in giving the stuff to the Great Folk.
Yeah. Cool. You can grab whatever you want from them,
Okay. I
and
feel bad about this, but I also don't feel like giving it to the Great Folk.
yeah.
Uh,
Um, Two-part question. Is there a particular way that you would want Newt's body treated? And in communicating that, I think the great folk ask if you want their bones incorporated into the structure of the outposts.
um, this the second question is a definite yes. She believes that Newt um, was strongly connected with the community, and she very much believes in people weaving themselves back into the community. Um, she would like Newt's body to be drained of blood,
Mhm.
and she will take Newt's blood with her and give it a proper Redlander burial in the future.
Fantastic. Easily done. Um, Great. New first, back at the Serai. Um, what's going on this new month of ours, this new year? Year three.
Well, it's still travel is still futile. So maybe trying to get to the so maybe trying to get up to Potsherd Crater is probably not a great idea right now.
I mean, you could try.
Emphasis on try.
Well, and I have stuff to do with Adoron too, just so you know. But
Oh, okay. Cool.
uh, I'm
Um, let's see. What do we want to do? So we've got some leads on what to do to try to so we have some leads there. I think I want to I think this month I want to go back to my earlier plan of basically trying to make some money within the Serai
Okay.
to try to try to like talk to people, try to find out like who's selling stuff, who's buying, try to get buyers and sellers together and you know try to try to help broker some deals and and collect some kind of service fee.
Yeah. Let's see what we can do here.
I mean, to a certain extent, that's like, trying to buy. I guess that could be, me trying to buy stuff low and sell stuff high to like different people that are already there. But basically, I'm trying to negotiate and take some like finder's fees.
Yeah, yeah. um, great. Yeah. Um, you are through a few intermediaries, um, hooked up with a someone who claims to be a refugee from deep in the Yellowlands, who has brought a number of interesting goods here. Their name is Ohm, A-O-H-M Linter. Refugee. Um, they um, they lead you to a warehouse. There are there are about 20 crates full of various trade goods. Can I get a charisma roll? A fate roll?
Charisma roll, sure. What could possibly go wrong here? Ooh, I rolled a 19 on the dice.
Ooh,
Plus 2
fantastic.
is a 21.
Great. These are pretty standard trade goods from up there. I would have to look up what the Yellow Land is good at, but whatever it is a lot of that, except for one of them, which you immediately clock, that the lid rattles uh, when Ohm is not paying attention to it. And at one point, when they have their back to it and you are checking out the goods, the lid cracks about 6 inches, and there are two little tentacly things that pop out, and you can see 3 eyes gleaming in the dark in that little box there. When Ohm turns around, it kind of like squishes back into the crate. Ohm is willing to give you a really good deal on these crates. There's 21 of them. They will sell them to you for, let me do a little math here. Yeah, they will sell them to you for 25 a piece. And you are pretty sure you could unload them for about 100.
Hmm. The question is, what is the thing that was in that?
That is the question.
Um, I say sure, but I'd like to inspect some of these goods first. And
Of
what
course.
could what could possibly go wrong here? I'm going to open that lid and look. I'm going to open the lid of that one. You know what? I'm going to put my hand. I'm going to like draw my porcelain pistol,
Ooh.
and I'm going to draw it. I'm just going to like have it down by my side, and then I'm going to open the lid of the one with the that I saw something come out of.
I'm going to give you a little list of things that may or may not be in those crates, just for flavor. Chat. We've got water extractors and dragon scales and little machine kits, saffron, of course. Um, Yellow Lander trade good things. Those are in the SDM under the Yellow Lander thing.
Okay.
Great. You're popping that lid open. Are you waiting for them for Ohm to leave, or are you going to be doing it while they're there?
Um, I mean, I'm guessing that I would, I mean, if I was trying to sell stuff that I hadn't actually sold, I would probably be waiting around for, I probably wouldn't leave them alone with the goods. So I was figuring that Ohm would not leave me in there in
Yeah,
with the stuff alone.
great.
So I'm going to like, open the lid and take a look what's in there.
Yeah. Um,
And if it's a monster, I want to shoot it. If it's a monster, I want to shoot it in the face.
it, well, it definitely is a monster, or it looks like one. Uh, so yeah, it is a tentacled, sort of mottled. It looks like it looks like a squid basically that's trying to camouflage itself in the darkness with like these shadowy stripes. It has only four arms, not really tentacles. They don't have the flaps on the end. They're like more like octopus arms. And it does have a ring of eyes kind of like around the central bulb. It's not
How
huge.
big is how big is it?
Like its head is about the size of a human's torso, maybe. Um, and it kind of like uh, shrinks back when the light falls on it and kind of like tries to do the camouflage thing.
Okay.
Do you shoot it?
No, I don't. At least not immediately. I was like, um, I'm going to try to talk to it.
Hmm.
I'm going to try to talk to it at least at first to see if this thing is sentient. Because you never know around here.
Oh, you never know. It doesn't.
Oh, and I guess before I do that, have I ever seen anything like this creature before or heard of anything like this creature before?
I mean, the closest thing might be the old octopus from the caves way, way, way back. Uh,
Ooh, I wonder if this is one of its children, but
but it's just because it looks like a
it
half.
looks like a cephalopod. Got it. Um, I'm gonna say, um, I'm gonna say who? I'm gonna say like who or what are you?
It doesn't seem to respond to language aside from like just recalling at your voice.
Um, Geez, trying to think what I could do here. Um, None of my spells really seem appropriate. Um, I will ask. I will ask. What's his name? The guy that had these. The guys that's selling this stuff. Like
Um,
Ohm. I was like, Ohm. I think you picked up a hitchhiker.
yeah, he'll come over and take a look and just be like, I mean,
You have any idea what that is? I've never seen one.
I didn't really inspect all the goods before bringing them here, so see, it's dry. I don't know. It's you got. I mean, if I'm not going to charge you extra for it, if that's what you're worried about.
I laugh. I was like, I want to try to figure out. I'm trying to figure out like how dangerous this thing is, and if there are more of them in here. Is And I think I am going to attempt to scan the noosphere.
He kind of like reaches his hand in, and it like recoils back from him reaching in, and like flattens itself up against the inside of the crate. I'm going to assume it would. Um,
Sure.
yeah, you can scan the noosphere
Yeah, I'm going to scan the noosphere.
with the glove.
I'm going to use the glove. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, it definitely has a noosphere presence. I think without a roll, even you can tell that it is of animal intelligence, like maybe not as smart as an actual squid, maybe around dog smart. Um, you do see in the noosphere what you would consider some sort of mouth that doesn't seem apparent on the actual body of it.
Oh, so this thing like doesn't eat like.
It's got some sort of like proboscis almost coming out, a little
Oh,
bit
okay.
raspy proboscis.
So it's got a proboscis, but I can only see it in the noosphere.
Yeah,
So that presumes this is some kind of psychic creature
something.
or
Yeah, yeah.
creature
But
that
it
creature that
doesn't
affects
seem, yeah, it doesn't seem intelligent or sentient. It just has some sort of interaction with noosphere stuff.
I'm curious as to what this creature is. It seems to be scared of us. Um, and yeah, I've never heard or seen of this thing before. And
New
can I?
pet?
You bet.
Thought crossed my mind, but I want to know more about it first.
Try to
It
feed it.
seems pretty happy in the crate, so
I guess I will close the lid of the crate and you know, I will make a mark on this crate so I know which one has the weird squid guy. And so he's got 20 at 25 apiece.
21, including the squid crate. Yeah.
21. Let me just do some quick math here. Uh, okay, it's 21 crates, 25 apiece. Yeah, okay. So that's like
Buy them for
520.
525 and sell for 2100.
Yeah, I will make that deal.
He will even arrange to have them delivered to the outpost if you like.
Okay.
Modan, what's your deal?
What is my deal? It's a damn fine question you have there. Um, is there, well, before I investigate this anymore, I know Adoron had some things in store, so I don't really want to go any further down that road
Yeah,
till,
I think I'd like to close out with Adoron, if that's okay.
oh, sure.
I feel like
Uh,
that's going to be interesting.
Um, I kind of wonder if it'd be possible to get that third rank of irresistible. I sort of feel like maybe in talking to Black Helmet, and you tell me if this is appropriate. I feel like to get that third rank, it's sort of like I feels like I maybe need to take on some kind of challenge. Like, is there some kind of in his patrols, is there,
Hmm.
something that maybe needs to be eliminated, taken care of?
So I think I have two options for you. One option would be find someone else to who would be able to teach you that last rank.
Mhm.
I think the other option would be to learn more from Black Helmet. You would need to establish a mental link with them.
Hmm. What would that mean exactly?
Interesting question. I think the danger there is that you would have opened yourself to a polybody group mind, um, which would not necessarily make you part of that polybody, but
Hmm.
might open you to influence.
I think I'll pass on that for now.
Choice.
And it's maybe,
If you want to find someone else, let's make a charisma roll and see if we can dig someone up.
yeah, all right, we can do that. If not, a 15.
15. Great. Um, I think in the Yellowlander district, the last trading house. I think it was actually in the Giving Cow milk bar. You sidle up next to uh, someone who's very clearly used to be a soldier or warrior of some kind. Um, After a slug of milk or two, they introduce themselves as Kathy Perlinter. Um, they uh, they kind of, after some introductions and chatting and whatnot, um, they make it clear that they are a deserter from I think it's from the what are they called? Um, from the Cogflower Inquisition. Um, there was some kind of military action, and by military, I mean mercenary groups hired by competing corporations slash banks. And after not too long, they decided that working for unscrupulous corporation slash bank like the Cogflower Inquisition was not what they were interested in. So they deserted and trekked through the winter to get here.
Very scrupulous of you.
Um, and I think he's basically heading west to try to find a place that is beyond the Cogflower's reach to settle. Um, but after talking with you about what you're interested in, they would be happy to try to teach you a few things. Would you like to make a roll to learn?
Indeed. And I'll buy him some milk.
Nice. How much does milk cost? Doesn't really say. Probably 40, I think it is.
I'll get him the good milk.
Good milk. So it's going to be you know what? This is going to be a roll with endurance.
All right, here we go. Let's do this. Oh boy, that's gonna be bad. I got him all. No endurance. Big bucks. Come on, big roll. No, that's not gonna do it. That's an 8.
Looks like you have one hero die left.
I do. But
Just need a 4. Or yeah, just need 4 more. 50-50.
why not? I haven't exhausted my hero dice in a while. Oh, exactly.
I got it.
On the nose.
Because if you hadn't, I was going to throw one in.
Fantastic. Yeah, how does Kefi teach you how to do damage to someone even if you miss? What is tell me what their weapon is and tell me what their technique is.
I kind of think because it's weapon independent that this is we're doing some hand-to-hand sparring because you don't I think one thing is you obviously you don't want this to be weapon dependent and if you don't have that weapon you can't use the technique anymore and so I think that I think that yeah just reading the description of irresistible and what it does that it almost doesn't make sense that it's a physical thing. I think
Yep.
that he is like, no, what you need to do is you're concentrating on hitting their body. You need to be concentrating on hitting their energy. And
Fantastic.
that way, even if you miss, you can still whiff a little of that energy off of them, even if you don't hit them. So you still have some effect, even if you don't make physical contact. Because the energy expands beyond the body. You can still, you know, almost like a wind coming by and pulling leaves off a tree.
Love it. I notice on our safety tab, you have not filled in the romance consent matrix.
Oh, yeah, I'm good with whatever.
Great.
I did not.
Um,
I will do that now.
cool. I think near the end of your training, while you're sparring, he makes a move and leans in to kiss you at the end of your lesson. Respond. Friendly.
But yeah, yeah, I definitely. It's not like whoa, 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 I think surprised, but like didn't see that as the end to this combat. But
I think the intermingling of energies has created a certain tension, and he's looking to explore that tension with you. Whether you accept or not does not affect your
oh,
learning.
sure, sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. I think I think that would both be probably hopped up on energy battling, probably open to that.
Fantastic. That's your third level of irresistible.
Woo!
Irresistible.
I am irresistible.
Fade to black on that. Adoron. I'm really curious what the deal is.
Okay, I have a little bit more Alba Negra to do because I realized something, if
Awesome.
that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
So Alba Negra's got a spark of newt in her reliquary,
Yes.
and she is going to, while she's still at the shell, she is going to see if she can get in touch with that,
Hmm.
and through that, just see if she can touch Newt's um ba ka whatever.
Yeah. Can you tell me more about the reliquary?
It doesn't really say much in the explanation.
Mhm.
It's where is it? It's actually from the SDM somewhere. Let me see if I can find it.
Translucent plastic puck that softens and hardens with your thoughts, safely stores a fragment of radiance or human personality.
Right.
Great.
So she had not, of course, tried to capture all of Newt's personality because at the time she was just trying to help Newt with whatever. But if she uses, and she's been bonding with him for at least a little while, with through drugs and alcohol
Yeah.
in a more psychic way, not just in the
So you've got a spark of awe in there. Yeah.
right, right. And this may not work. She just wants to see because she's trying to figure out how Newt would like to be.
Mhm.
What so? And from her perspective, there are at least two questions. One, would Newt like to continue to be connected to the physical world,
Hmm.
or just, go wherever Newt's spirit soul is going to go to next? And if Newt would like to continue being connected to the physical world, in what form might they like to be connected? Because she can conceive of a couple of different possibilities.
Yeah. Let me make a little fortune roll. Um, yeah, I think the spark of Newt in there is it's basically like an echo. It's definitely them, uh, but it's the the ba that was them fully was dissipated in whatever way when they died. Uh,
Okay.
but I think it's enough of it's basically like this is the last message that he left on your answering machine, kind of,
Okay.
um, that you can interact with a little bit. And I think, what question did you want to ask him again?
Well, so it sounds like the primary part of the bot of Newt has left.
Yeah, yeah,
So what she's trying to figure out is, does she keep Newt with her, or the other option is she can put Newt's essence into the body that's going to be placed into the shell,
right, right.
and she can make that a noospheric spot, like help make a noospheric spot for people to be able to come up to the essence of Newt. And I don't know, like she's not going to forecast what comes in the future from that,
Yeah,
but basically not just the bones and body of Newt, as part of the community, but literally some of Newt's
well,
sparkle essence. And she
Parker.
can make it so that it's like there's maybe an odor that's always present, and whenever you smell the odor, then you get this memory of Newt or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I think it'll be like an impression or a spark, but I think that's definitely possible.
Okay, then she'll go ahead and do that, before she like takes alternate paths back to work. And I do need to roll one or a few times on gaining skills for her, because she's missed
Yeah,
some
yeah,
skill points.
yeah.
So
Um, let's do two of those for her. What kinds of things is she looking for?
she is she's gonna I think I will go with my original idea to see if I can. Well, let me see. I was going back and forth between the new skills she's working on versus the old one. I'm going to go with the older skills. So I will try one on worker and one on botanist to go up to the next level.
Okay, great.
So we'll do worker first. And she has a +1 for thought.
Yeah, I think that is just learning from the great.
So 20 +1.
Plus one, that will definitely do it. Yeah, so that is probably hanging out with the great folk workers there.
Yeah.
And you get two successes on a 21.
Okay. Out of and I need 6.
Yes, six for that.
To,
Yeah, and that is like helping with construction and architecture and whatnot.
right. Okay. And then she's gonna roll on botanist.
Also with that.
Oh, not bad. 18.
18, great. That is a success.
Now, if I used a hero dice on either of those, would that?
A 20 will get you two successes.
Okay. And there's no point in pushing it to work one roll. Okay, I'll go ahead and she'll use her last year. No, she won't. It's better to have save a hero die.
Uh,
Actually, well,
well, you're going to get two back at the beginning of next anyway.
that's true. Yeah, yeah. She'll go ahead and spend it then.
You got them.
Okay. Why not?
If you get a three, you'll get two. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So she got 2 successes on botanist too.
What does that look like?
So she has been struggling. She's been trying to improve her botany for quite a while. When
Mhm.
she was out in the field, she just couldn't. I think she's used to being a lab botanist. She's been in the field some, but not a lot. And so she thought when she was at the Serai and she was trying to learn with Anise and Basil, she thought, oh, this will be great, but she had no idea what they were saying. So she's finally got her own lab she's putting together at the outpost, and she's got a computer. She's been working on the computer system. She's getting everything set up, and she started to do botanical exploration of the altered things in the area of the forest.
Yep. Fantastic.
Okay, so she just got to six for that. That's very helpful. She continues her studies. Because basically she's trying to get everything set up to be able to do bean manufacture and whatever else.
Nice.
Because I think that's going to fall to her. Now, Adoron. Adoron is the interesting one.
Yeah.
So I realized that Adoron's got 3 things that might allow Adoron to step beyond the crystal.
Hmm.
The dangerous one, which is connection to the rebuilder.
Mm-hmm.
Adoron, of course, still has a connection to the teacup. And the teacup is a spheric node. And Adoron has Holy Diver. So Adoron, first of all, Adoron, is disintegrated and has the experience of, oh. And then for a while, Adoron's just sort of waiting around in the timeless state of being. No, the new information that you revealed could change how some of this works too. But I think that Adoron will realize that they can potentially wholly dive out of the crystal and at the very least connect to the teacup. And if they can connect to the teacup, they want to go visit the rebuilder.
Yeah. So mechanically, your soul and body were obliterated. You are
Oh, the soul was too. Okay.
Yeah, soul was too. So your motivating force is gone, but your personality
Ooh.
is still preserved.
Gotcha.
I, I'm thinking about what it means to have. I'm trying to think of what it means for, because the rebuilder is also pure
Bob.
as well.
Yeah.
And so I think the deal might be to retain the connection to the rebuilder, which is very possible because they are powerful,
Yeah.
would mean that their connection had altered the crystal within it.
Right.
Because that's the only part that's remaining, and that's the part where they're strongest.
Yeah.
What would you? I think any. So I think Holy Diver requires motivating force, but I think that connection to the rebuilder.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They also don't have motivating force, but they do have very powerful personality. So I think that may be some conduit there.
Okay.
What effect are you intending, I guess?
So Adoron realized that now that they don't have a body or a soul, they could probably visit the rebuilder directly.
Yes, yeah, probably good.
And it seems like the best way to get in, like more insight into the rebuilders experience, like what the rebuilder is dealing with. And I know something about like the rebuilders told me a little bit about the past and stuff.
Yeah.
I know there's more exploration for that, but just to like, because Adoron's very concerned about the well-being of the rebuilder, and Adoron also wants to understand what the rebuilder is going through.
Right.
So basically, it's like a friend visiting you when you've been stuck in a cabin for a long time by yourself.
Yeah. And this friend has been in a violent rage for the last century in that cabin.
Yep, I understand that.
You can still visit them for sure, but maybe it's not going to be entirely safe.
Okay, Adoron's willing to do that
Great.
because I think this is an opportunity that is not likely to come. Okay, let me phrase this differently. This is an opportunity I don't want to come frequently.
Mhm. Yep.
I don't want to keep dying this way. So
Yeah, and I mean the tower disintegrates your body and consumes your soul. So you have neither of those. Those are not a risk.
that's true.
Let's just, I mean, it's going to be an aura roll, which is just a straight up roll. So I'm curious to see how this goes.
Yep. Oh,
That goes great. Fantastic. No additional hero dice needed. A 19 will do it. Yeah, so and it's not a physical distance that you're covering, right? Um, the noosphere doesn't map entirely onto the physical world. And it's almost as if your crystal and where the rebuilder is in the tower are occupy the same space, and it's just a matter of you turning your head in a direction that is not a direction we're familiar with to see her.
yeah.
Um, and I think when you do align yourself to that, um, there is the screaming, um, and time also, not a thing in your state right now. So it feels like it goes on forever, but also eventually it doesn't go away, but it becomes a background radiation kind of thing, um, and you're able to communicate with her. And I think because of the no time, you can wait forever for her to acknowledge you and speak to you. If that makes sense.
Yep.
Um, what would you like to communicate?
Adoran basically will just communicate, how can I comfort you?
I mean, there is no comfort ever. The only thing you can do is restore her body and soul, which fortunately were not destroyed but stolen. I don't know how in depth we talked about this before. I think, uh, yeah, I think we had some locations of last scene.
Yeah.
There was a shapeshifter that stole her soul. They were last spotted in Darklight Passage. There's an astral lizard in the gall grass that made off with her actual body. Um, if those can be recovered, restored, and reintegrated, um, that will end her imprisonment and suffering here. And I think she is a demiurge. She's one of the creators of this world. Um, and if she is restored to her full capacity, uh, she will be able to do miracles for anyone who has helped her.
Is there, I guess, I think, uh, so let me ask you a question. Is there any value in me trying to come up with alternate approaches to this, or should I just at the moment just sort of leave it alone? And because I feel like we're sort of covering
Yeah,
territory we covered before, and I'm just
I
trying to
think
figure out if there's
that's
something that can change.
yeah. I mean, that's she's been like this for a long time, and it is that's basically the solution bearing barring some like there's not really creating a body or a soul for her
Right. Yeah,
because she's a demiurge and not just like
sure.
one cool. If you could acquire the soul and or body of a different demiurge, it is possible those would be integrated. However, most demiurges are not trapped in a tower. They
Right, right. And they may not want to give up their soul and or body.
would definitely not want to.
Yeah, yeah. Also, Adoron would not want to take somebody else's soul and body. That's not really
Yeah.
Adoron's modus operandi.
Uh,
Um,
cool. Anything else you want to inquire in your infinity time with her?
uh, yes. I want to look out from the tower and see what the landscape looks like from the tower.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, you are able to only look down the death facing passage.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
there is I mean, on the map, there's that straight canyon that goes down, basically past where the X is there, and basically all you can see is straight down that passage and the lands above it, and just because of the weird way that time works, both forward and backwards, like you experience the obliteration of travelers there.
Yeah.
The bodies fall to dust and the souls are sucked into the tower and that powers. Oh, you know what? Um, I think we'll close on this image. Um, Over the centuries, I think you're able to experience these souls being sucked from
Yeah.
travelers and the unfortunate in the death facing passage. Um, they are not like she is consuming them and transforming them, but she is not the ultimate receptacle of that soul energy. It is being sent somewhere else.
Now, is it being sent in the direction of the harmonium?
It is being where is it being sent? Um, yeah, I think ultimately it is, but it is being stored basically in there and being tapped by the harmonium.
Gotcha. Yeah, I see. Um, while Adoron watches for centuries as people die and give up their souls, can Adoron detect any sort of um, pattern? Is there any way to predict when it might be safe to move and where it might be safe to move in the passage?
Oh, it's never safe.
So it's and it's very, but it's very random because I know it's not.
Yeah, I mean, you as long as you don't look, it's safe. But
Oh,
when you
okay.
look, it is not.
So if
Um,
Adoron could memorize the passage from here and then travel the passage blindfolded, would they be able to do that?
yeah, yeah, anyone could do that.
So really, it's just a matter of
It's just a matter of not
not
looking. Yeah.
not looking.
Cool. Let's wrap it up there.
Okay.
I think 1, 2, 3. Let's do 350 experience for everyone.
As far as experience goes, I want to point out that I have like over 1,000 experience that I've never spent.
Oh, nice. Yeah, spend it.
Okay. Yeah. I may wait to see what happens with Adoron's,
Yeah, yeah.
like what kind of body or incarnation Adoron has next.
Yeah, you can definitely bank it for sure.
Okay. The other thing that I was thinking, I don't know how you feel about this, but I was thinking about, are you familiar with Eclipse Phase?
I know it, but I haven't. I may have read some of it, but I don't think I've never.
Yeah. So in Eclipse Phase, because it's got what do you call it? Basically, consciousness being stored on computers.
Mhm.
You get different bodies, and so in Eclipse Phase, your mental stats always stay the same,
Right.
but whatever body you get changes your physical stats. Although in this case, I've also lost my soul, which
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
complicates the whole thing much.
It does.
Yeah.
Let's jump into stars and wishes so Mike can go to sleep.
Okay.
Let's start with Mike.
Yeah, stars all around. I do have to admit that I was kind of like toward the end to like the last half hour of the game, I was kind of fading in it. I was kind of like losing focus on stuff. So
Sure.
I'm sure there's like real cool stuff going on, but I was like I'm like really fading. So just like the whole big reveal. I just want to say like the whole big reveal that Adoron was somehow connected to the Satraps is just like a really cool twist. And I think my wish is I'm interested in seeing where that goes.
Cool. Cool. Teal then.
Yeah, so I want to commend you on that. That was a superlative move. And it's funny because you had hinted at it with the autofac. I misinterpreted that. When I heard 231B, I was thinking that was my model number. It never occurred to me that that was a satrap number. So that was beautifully done. I really like that. Um, I want to appreciate Heath. Thank you for thinking of me and being so concerned because Adoron is, you know, pretty much not able to do much for themselves at the moment. And Mike, what each of you did is you explored. I thought that was so fascinating because this was one of the game sessions where we really got into connecting things that are not always visible. And it's one of the things that you can really do here. Now, if Mark wasn't such a good storyteller, it would be a problem. But the setting lends itself to that too. And I think that the ways that, like, we really haven't made much progress in terms of space, but we keep getting more and more tied to certain places and certain people and certain things. And I think that's really interesting. Like, I think it's probably would probably be good for any game, but like I'm not like, oh, I'm bored because we just, fought a monster that was 4 hit dice instead of 5 hit dice. Like I don't have any of that. I'm just like, wait, this is wait, and this connects to this, and I really want to know, was the Ultra saved by the Ultra's mercenaries, which is my guess, and
The mercenaries collected the bounty. That's
you know, we're
that's as far as I know.
yeah, yeah. Appreciate that. But yes, stars are all around, and I'm just fascinated how this game gets deeper and deeper. And as far as wishes go, I want to continue to see how the glove changes Phaedron's way of dealing with the world, because it's affecting Phaedron. And I want to see, like with Modan, you keep moving in the direction of being a more and more dangerous fighter, but I feel like there's some sort of piece you're missing. And I want to see what you find because you've got lots of skills at this point. Like you're getting really pretty tough. Um, and the gun's great, but the gun is sort of, you know, it's sort of an all or none card that you can only pull out occasionally.
Yeah.
So what does Modan's, I don't know, like, does Modan have a signature weapon besides the gun or a signature fighting style?
Mm.
I don't know. Anyway, those are my wishes, is to find out more about that and then continue to be confused by the world.
I did find out the deal with the loan. Phaedra did negotiate the interest down. That's why you took it down to 65%. So you're better off there. Cool. And let's finish off with Heath.
Yeah, definitely cool story turns. That was also awesome. Was it? And always love. I too felt extra brain dead tonight. I was just like
Same.
tired. And I've decided to start trying to fast on Mondays and Thursdays, so that's interesting.
Yeah, I've
But
been
yeah,
flying all day, so I'm like,
but I always feel like definitely cheers to Teal, because I feel like Teal always has no shortage of like interesting paths he's following and things to try. Like always has. While I sometimes feel like I'm very much wallowing, going like, no, I don't know anything to do. I feel like Teal has like, well, I've got 100 things that are interesting to be I could do it. So it's inspiring. So my only wish is, yeah, just I too am searching. He's concentrated on some fighty things because he felt like that was necessary, because he started out as like completely non-fighty.
Yeah.
And then we had a couple of fights. He's like, oh, I should be able to like do not die. That'd be nice. But it is interesting that he's
Recommended.
yeah, he's got some things up. That's definitely not his focus. It's just like that's just survival things he's learning. But
Okay.
fighting is obviously, as evidenced in all, is always his last resort.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just I too am on a path of discovery of myself.
nice.
So yeah, I think that's
Cool.
I can suggest that if you lose your body, you'll have lots of more freedom.
True. That's true.
Yeah, wishes. That's
Thanks
the other
for-
wish. Just get Adoron back in some shape or form.
Thanks for going late. We will see you all next week. I think we have a new player next week as well. I'll double check.
Oh,
Oh,
all right.
Bye.
Cool.